choke plate's locked up. Get that soaking. Got this front plate off, which was a bare, so the carburetor is mounted on it. Now the difficult part is getting these stiff fuel lines off, but work on that. We'll get the carb taken apart. So, all right, this is that carb off the Bolens H11. The throttle plate or the choke plate stuck for sure, and then ticks me off. I snapped off this port here. Didn't realize it was plastic when I was taking the gas line that was all petrified off there. Just pulled at an angle and snapped it off. So hopefully I can find a piece for that. Tar on there, but this might have been put away before ethanol. That's a little stiff there, huh? No flex at all.
Yeah, look good.
Not too bad in there, really. I'm going to try soaking it in this tank for a while. See if I can get some parts for this thing. Rebuild kit or a gasket kit anyway. We got down to -10 last night. And this thing is frozen. Sludgy. So let her soak in that. I went and got the end that I snapped off in that petrified fuel line. I've had a hard time. I can't find the call it the pump housing on there, fuel pump housing on that carburetor. I can't find any online, so I don't know. See if I can't JB weld that together or something, or maybe I can get one. They have one out there that's for a little different carb. There's one port on the bottom, one off the side. Maybe I could just reroute the fuel lines if it's the same type of connection and just run the line a little different. I'll look into that. So on my carburetor on this Briggs and Stratton, the fuel lines coming in here were petrified. I didn't realize this fuel pump body was plastic, and when I was taking it off, I snapped that nipple off right there. And I believe this is the from the crankcase to pump this diaphragm here, and this would be the fuel from the tank. And of course, like all my projects, this part's, you can't find it. They make the same, everything the same, but this port, fuel port, comes out on the side here. The problem is this carburetor is tucked right up against the fan flywheel shroud. So what I'm going to do, or attempt to do, I don't know how any glues or epoxies or JB weld would hold up. I have the other piece of the nipple, but I got this piece of brake line here, 1/4 inch brake line. I'm going to thread the top of that and tap that out and thread that up in there and see if that'll work for me. Threads aren't in there very deep, but there's not a ton of pressure on there, so I don't know. We'll try that. Maybe I'll put some Permatex or something on there when I thread it in, and hopefully it works. Alright, I tapped that out. Hopefully it tapers down at the end. I didn't go all the way through because that the wall thickness on these I actually had a piece of this copper coil. I don't know if it's from an AC unit or something. Seemed to get just a hair more thread on it than this brake line. It's not, the threads aren't very, they don't stand out very proud. So maybe this flexible copper I can thread in there and it'll pinch down tighter, and I don't know. We'll give it a go. I think it'll work though. Turns out I have to go to a 5/16/18 hole, so I grabbed this this bolt here and just drilled down the middle of it, tap that pump body with 5/16/18. I think I got all my parts here now for the carburetor. The float bowl gasket, diaphragm kit. You got the fuel pump housing. This is the one I cobbled together. This is the only one I could find that has the port coming out you know, the end of it here, which I don't think I can use, so might have to return that. I'm not going to get at this tonight, but I'll get these parts out, let them dry. Been in here for probably a month. Stuff does wonders. This remember that choke lever was froze? I mean, it's loose as can be now. Everything moving. There's a lot of sediment in here. Still some rust in there. I'll have to scrub on that. The needle looks really good. I think these are supposed to be 1.5 out. I'm going to wire wheel that bowl out a little bit before I put that on. Alright, I'm going with, there's a spring under there, and of course the pump spring. And there's a spring on that post in there.
Alright, come on this.
So I was wire wheeling out the rust in this bowl, and there's a hole all the way through it. So gonna have to find one of those. Well, while we wait for that bowl, I tried welding it. Seems to be holding, so I just globbed a bunch of weld beads on there and see if that works. Alright, I couldn't tell how this choke cable was supposed to be routed, but this is how I did it. This is the factory end on here. The little Z in there. Came over the firewall. I don't know what that was from, but I put it in there. Ran it up to go behind the battery. And then up to the choke lever there. And the one thing I found out, I went and bought a throttle kit with that little ferrule on the end. thinking I needed that, but the slot in that one back there is you see that? It's thin enough where you can just pop it in between the threads on there. Should hold up. Looks like I gotta put it in a little further. And the hard part was getting the correct amount of throw on that cable, and then rebending that Z in the right spot.